Hey, what's going on everybody? It's the Minecraft here, and today I am very excited to bring you a mod that I think has the potential to be one of the new best mods for the end dimension in Minecraft. But real quick before we jump into that, I just want to say that we are still at 98% of people not subscribed, which is not great. Ideally, we want to be over 50% of people watching are subscribed, so if you could please subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you like science or just fun videos in general, check out a channel I have with my friends called The Science Bros. Link will be down in the description below and on the card right up at the top right. Now, let's go on to the video. So, this mod adds a whole new biome to the end dimension, along with new blocks and mobs. Now, we're going to try something new this video, where the video will be split up into sections. If you want to watch the whole thing through, that is great. You can go ahead and do that. The video will make complete sense. Or if you just want to know some specific information about the mod, the time codes to the different sections will be on the screen now, as well as clickable ones in the description. Let me know what you guys think of this new video format. Should I keep doing it this way, or should I go back to my old style? Now let's go on to the first section, which are the changes in the end. So this mod, the Endergetic expansion, adds some minor improvements to the actual end dimension, namely the new portal shape and blocks that go with the new portal. Additionally, the end crystals have purple fire now, which I think just makes a lot more sense than the regular red fire. Purple fire makes it look a lot more mystical and cool. And also the end gateway portal, which appears after you kill the dragon, also has a little bit different of a design. Now let's go on to the biome. This mod adds a new biome called the Poised Forest. It looks amazing, it is very mystical and purple, and it fits very well in the end. I also really love the sound that this biome adds. This mod reminds me a little bit of the Hardcore Ender expansion. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it was pretty popular for 1.7.10, and good news, it is being worked on for 1.12.2. Now let's get on to the blocks. The first block we have are the poise clusters. These are the leaves of the trees which you can find in the biome, and they have a unique defense mechanism against being broken. When they are punched or shot by a bow, they will inflate, which is a common theme as you will see throughout the mod, and they will rise into the air. However, I tested it and this doesn't seem to work. If you blow it up by TNT, the blocks will then just get destroyed like normal. You can punch the blocks up to 3 times, with each additional hit giving it up to 10 blocks of height. So the blocks can travel 30 blocks high in the air in total. The 4th punch will destroy the block and then the block will drop itself. If you want to harvest them instantly, you can just use shears and just collect them for yourself. These blocks can make for a pretty cool elevator as well. Next up we have the poised stems and planks, which are the trunks of the poised trees. The logs have the craftable glowing variant, and the stems can even be stripped. Of course, with new logs come new planks, slabs, stairs, fences with fence gates, doors, pressure plates, buttons, trapdoors, and even boats. Next up are the poised bushes and poised moss. So if you find a poised tree, you can actually go to the top of it and find a tiny ecosystem inside each and every one. Now to grow your own, you're going to need a poised bush and bone meal. Once you use those two together, you get a double poised bush. If you bone meal that again, you get a poised tree. When a poised tree grows, poised moss will be placed around it, similar to how podzol is placed when you grow a spruce tree. Also, just like spruce trees, you can place them in a 2x2 arrangement, which will give you a bigger poised tree. Poised moss, similar to podzol, doesn't spread to nearby endstone. Next up we have humus, which appears to be the stone of the biome, that can be smelted to make humus bricks. These bricks can then be crafted into slabs, chiseled bricks, stairs, and walls. Now we have the Biome buds, which are one of the poised forest's new plant life. They can be pollinated via the puff bug and open. Once the bud is open, it will produce its Biome fruit. Once the fruit is harvested, it will close until pollinated again by another puff bug. We'll get on to the puff bugs in the entity section. The next block is the puff bug hive. Puff bugs will wander the biome for some time, then eventually teleport back to their hives to rest. They rest by sticking themselves into the hive like a pincushion. These hives can be found throughout the poised forest and even inside the poised tree domes. Puff bugs will defend their hives with their lives, which we'll get onto when we cover the puff bugs themselves. And if there are 5 homeless puff bugs near each other, they have a chance to come together to create a hive. Now let's go on to the Bouflou block, which is a new craftable block made from the Bouflou entity. When it's touched by any entity, it will quickly inflate and deflate rapidly, sending everything around it flying. It can even deflect projectiles this way. It also can be used pretty creatively for some parkour courses. If you put it in a dispenser, it will act like an airbag and shoot out and knock away any nearby entities. The next section up is the mobs. This mod adds 2 mobs, the first of which is the puff bug. These little guys move by inflating their rear and hanging upside down from them. If you attack a puff bug or its hive, the puff bug will attack you by floating above your head, deflating, and falling down like a projectile. If they miss, they'll be stuck in the ground, allowing for you to capture one in a glass bottle or to kill it. Capturing them is important for farming Biome fruit, because of course you need the puff bugs to pollinate the fruit before you can harvest it. If the player throws any splash potion at these puff bugs, they'll absorb it and change colors. Then, their next sting will afflict their target with whatever potion they were splashed with. Our next mob is the Bouflou. These frog-like creatures are natural inhabitants of the poised forest, and they can travel via the sky or the ground. Like the rats from the last video, they spend most of their time hunting for food. They eat puff bugs and Biome fruit, taking about 8 seconds to eat. If a player approaches it while eating, it will warn the player by growling. If the player gets too close to it, it will attack it with a body slam after it is finished eating. These guys can be tamed. If you right click it with a Biome fruit or a puff bug and let it eat, and repeat this process 3 times, the Bouflou will be tamed. A tamed Bouflou can be ridden, and it has its own jump bar. If you press and hold space, the jump bar will fill up, and then it will shoot itself up into the air and let you glide like it does when it's normally traveling. You can also breed these guys with poised clusters. One of the 2 tamed ones will get mysterious warts on its back, which will eventually fall off into a boop hole. Don't ride it when the warts are appearing on the Bouflou, or they have a chance to pop and then you won't get any entities. These guys have 3 stages of growth. Stage 1, it has no limbs, only a tail, and it will fly through the air and follow its mother. Stage 2, it has some limbs, it'll bounce around like a beach ball, and it will follow its mother less and less. Stage 3, it is fully grown and it can be ridden and bred once again. Now let's get on to the items. The first item which we have is the Biome fruit. This can be harvested by punching or shooting the fruit out of the sky once a Biome bud has blossomed. If you eat it, it will give the player 5 seconds of levitation, and they can be used to craft Biome balloons. Now, these Biome balloons can only be attached to fences right now, but in the future they'll be able to be attached to player itself and mobs, which, depending on how many are attached, will either slow down the fall of the entity or let it float up into the air. Our next item is the Bouflou hide, which drop from Bouflou and make Bouflou blocks and Bouflou vest. The Bouflou vest is a wearable item that basically gives you mid-air double jumps like Mario. It can knock foes away, and if timed well enough, can even deflect projectiles. Now let's get on to the structures. The first structure we have is the poised tree, which we talked about before, and they make up the majority of the poised forest biome. They have many ecosystems. The ones that grow naturally can contain Biome buds and puff bug hives, but when you grow your own, you can only get poised moss and poised bushes inside. The last structure is the poised dome, which effectively acts as a greenhouse. You can find lots of wildlife in these: poised bushes, Biome buds and their fruit, poised cluster formations, and even puff bug hives. And of course, the mobs of this mod will spawn there as well. These domes help break up the biome and make it feel a lot more unique. That's pretty much going to wrap up this video, everybody. If you want to download this mod for yourself, which I highly recommend, the link will be down in the description below. You can download this mod for either version 1.14.4 or 1.15.2, whatever version you prefer. There will also be a Reddit page in the description below, which will give you more information about the mod if you so desire it. Eventually there will be a wiki, but there isn't one yet, so for now you can either just refer back to this video or check out the Reddit link in the description. Make sure to subscribe and share this video with your friends, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you have any suggestions for mods I should review, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, we will see you all later. Peace out, everybody.